college admission secrets.
What's up, everyone? Welcome. Today, we're talking about the 9 mistakes I've seen high school families make this year so far. I lied to you guys today. I kind of bribed you guys for coming. We're not going to do 9. So we got 13 things for you guys today, right? Before that, here's the game plan for this session. 1, I'm going to show you guys the 13 mistakes. Number 2, I want to share you how I can pay you $800 for listening today. Number 3, we're going to open up doors to our coaching program for any families who are interested. So at the very end, we're doing a live raffle. One of you guys are going to win a $100 Amazon gift card. So thank you for all the live people who are here. For all the replayers, I'm sorry you guys missed out. Next time as well. Jumping straight in. Mistake number 1, I call this the college rank pigeonhole. I usually ask them for their college list first, and I will say, hey, what college are you guys looking at? And then students, mainly the parents, always say, I want to go to, and they can name drop really, really big name schools, really fancy, really big name schools. And then I ask them, why? Why do you want to go to that school? And then usually it has to do with ranking. The reason why they want to go to a school is because it's ranked top this, top that. So we got to talk about ranking so you guys understand. So why ranking used to matter. So before, why they used to matter. So when you went to a good school, a high ranked school, you're pretty much kind of tracked. Just like how school does tracking, that's kind of how it is in the college to career. So you went to a really good school, you pretty much had the network that went along with it, and that's going to put you down that path. However, the world has been evolving. The world has been changing. Technology has moved. So as a result, a few things have happened. Number 1, the shift in the workplace. A lot of companies in today's world, they're starting to care less about the actual degree that you have. Specifically, they're looking more for skills and experience. Do you have the skills? Do you have the experience? If you guys look at tech companies, a lot of families are interested in computer science. And I'm like, why are we doing computer science? They're like, I want to work for Facebook, Google. I'm like, did you know those companies dropped their college degree requirement a few years ago? They dropped it, meaning if you want to apply to Facebook now with no degree, you can go apply to Facebook with no degree, because these companies care way more in today's world about your skill, your experience, rather than the piece of paper you got from going to the school itself. Number 2, as time goes on, people are realizing, hey, it's a correlation between the schools that are ranked super high and the schools that have a lot of money. What's there? Who knows? But that's kind of my thing. I always tell people, it's it's something bad when Harvard pulled themselves out of the ranking list. When they self-elect to take themselves out, a school like Harvard, why would they do that? And number 3, technology shifts. Again, like I mentioned earlier, people want that network. Can I teach you guys how to create your own Harvard network? A little freebie lesson. Here's the exact step-by-step. Go LinkedIn.com. LinkedIn.com. Step number 2, you search up Harvard. After you search up Harvard, you click on the first button. It says people. After you click on people pop up. This is the people on mine. It might be a little different on your page, but this is the ones that came up for me. Then you're going to click on the connect here in the top corner. Click on connect. You get to add a note. I recommend adding a note. So you click add note, and then it's going to ask a message. You have 300 characters you can send to this person. Here's the stuff. You go ahead and screenshot this. Go ahead and screenshot, take a picture, however you want to do it. Here's what I would send. Hi, their name. My name is kid's name, and I'm a blank grader at XYZ High School. I saw that you're at Harvard, and that's one of my dream schools. I would love to chat and get some firsthand knowledge about this school. Can we schedule a quick 10-minute chat? That's it. That's all you do. Change the name, change your name, change the grade, change the school, send it. Feel free to change it every once in a while too, so you have a few things to look at. You're going to send this to 100 people on LinkedIn. The reason why is not everyone's going to open your message. So you send it to 100, usually it's like a half ratio. So meaning half of those people will open your message. However, most people like me, I'll open the message because I can't stand the unread button, but I'm not going to respond to most things because most things in there are kind of irrelevant anyways. So from the 50 that I open, 25 will probably respond to you. Some will be nice and say, sure. Some will say, no, it's okay. Then from there, you will probably get 12 people to jump on a call with you. You have 12 people now that you are connected to that went to Harvard that can open doors back and forth. Low spoilers for you guys. This works forever. So parents, if you have kids in college, have them do this trick, this hack, but don't do college. It's now career. Hey, I saw you work at Google. Can I chat with you? And you never know. What if the person you talk to is a recruiter? They can help at least give you an interview. For those who are moving up in your life, parents, you guys are moving up in your life. This is how you vet for higher paying jobs in different industries as well too. My name is this from this field. I saw you working here. How's the work environment over there? You never know. Someone's going to open a door for you. But going back to the original topic that we talked about, ranking should not be a major factor. But to be super real with everyone, this is a real conversation, right? We're all a little egotistical. We all care how that people look up to us and people kind of like admire us. Berkeley was ranked #1 public university in the world. That's why I went there. What we tell families is that here's the realistic stuff. So one, don't make ranking #1. A lot of people do that. Don't make that #1. Don't even make it your top 5. I'm sure there's 5 other things you can look at that probably play a bigger role in what you care about and anything else. Should probably be in your top 10. If you're in this group, you probably care about where your kids are going to go. Your kids probably care where they want to go. So there's some level of the ranking playing some significance. So it's not like top 100, but top 10 is still going to play a factor, but don't make that the main factor. And that was mistake #1. Mistake #2 is majors over careers. What I mean by that, most people don't even know what a college major is. So a college major is literally just classes you take while you are at college. The major is not what you're going to do the rest of your life. That we call a career. So that's the biggest difference. The major is classes you take. Career is things you do. Back in the day, these were synonymous. You became a bio major to be a doctor, law major to be a lawyer, engineering major to be an engineer. In today's world, that's not the case anymore. It could be related. So there are people who are the same, but it could be completely different. I'm gonna show you an example, again, using LinkedIn.com. This is my friend Alina. She went to Berkeley and graduated with an Asian American Studies. That's the cool thing about LinkedIn. You can stalk people and see what have they been doing, where are they at now. She went to UC Berkeley, graduated with an Asian American Studies major. Does anyone have a guess of what she's doing right now? She's an Asian American Studies major. That's it. She didn't go to, she didn't get her master's or PhD. If not, it'll show up there. Any guesses on what she is doing today? Today, she's a software engineer with a health company. She did a bunch of other stuff before, but today she's doing that. So what does that show us? The major and career does not need to be the same. I like LinkedIn the most because it shows you real people. Most of what you guys learn is from like theory, from books, from YouTube, like you should do this to be that. That's not how the real world works. There's theory and there's practice. Theory, people theoretically pick what they want to study, do that for their career. That's not realistically what happens. Another big observation I see is families are picking colleges because of the major. They're like, I want to go this school because they have a good computer science major. I want to go here because they have a good XYZ major as well too. And here's something I'm like, oof, maybe not. So here's the one thing. There's a study, 50 to 70% of all undergraduate students change majors at least one time. So if 50% to 75%, that means, how many people we have here? We have almost 200 people here live. That means from your batch, 140 of your kids are going to switch majors. It's a lot of people. So why are we telling the student to pick a certain major, knowing statistically they're gonna switch? They're gonna change their majors. If we know they're gonna change, why pick a major? That's why for us in our program, we teach students to pick a perfect fit college. You can easily change your major, but you can't really change your school. So let's say you go to college being a math major and you're like, oof, I don't like math anymore. You can probably change your math major, but you're like, oh, I don't like this school anymore. Switching college is a little harder. Can you? You can, but it's a little harder than switching the major itself. So we tell students, pick a college that you want to go. Mistake #3, making decisions based on GPA. So when I ask parents, hey, what school they want to go to, what career major they want to go. And the next question I ask parents is, hey, tell me about their academics. What most families say is they say, my child has an XX GPA. And then I tell them, I don't really care about their GPA. And they're like, what? Why not? So the reason why is GPA is something you've all been kind of trained to look at, to think about, to know. Your teachers talk about it, your counselors talk about it, the world talks about it, everyone and the mom talk about it. For us, I'm telling you, it's the wrong number to look at. And the reason why, in our Facebook group, boom, UC Admission Seekers, if you guys have not part of it, feel free to join it. I think we're like about the 5,000 person mark. Thank you, everyone, for inviting your friends to our group. If I asked everyone, hey, how many AP IB college level classes can your child take, right? How many can they take in 9th, in 10th, 11th, and 12th? I guarantee you, we have a lot of different numbers, from everyone saying way different stuff. So the question is, if you saw two students, one student with a 4.0, one student with a 4.1, which student is better? Right? Which student is better from the two numbers? From a mathematical point of view, the 4.1 must be better because it's a higher number. What if I told you that the 4.0 student took every class available at their school? They took a bunch of dual enrollment, but because dual enrollment didn't go on their transcript, you don't see any of that. Then their school doesn't even offer any APs and IBs as well too. So that's student 4.0. Student 4.1, they got A's, B's, and a C. But because every class is AP level to the point that everything ups their G, that kind of inflates the number as well too. So the reason I have a 4.1 because every number inflates each other. So knowing that now, does that kind of show you like, the numbers alone doesn't tell me much. So specifically, what we tell you guys, the two important factors to look at is always grade trends and the academic rigor. These are the only two things I care about for our students to make sure they have their trends, either grades are staying high the whole time, their grades are going up, rigor, keeping their classes as competitive as possible relative to the schools they want to apply to. That's probably the most important factor between these two. That's mistake number 3. Boom, mistake number 4. 9th and 12th grade grades. So what most people don't know, or they're like, whoa, when I tell them 9th grade still matters, anyone feel that way? Say yes. You're like, what? I didn't know that. Go ahead and let me know in the chat if you're reacting that same way, that you didn't know 9th grade still matters. You didn't even know 12th grade still matters because you were told that the UC GPA only calculates 10th and 11th grade. Specifically, the UC GPA is summer after 9th to summer after 11th, which is true. This is true. They calculated UC GPA only on this number as well too. But what people assume now, right? Don't assume. Bad things happen when you assume. People assume that because of that, they ignore 9th grade or they ignore 12th grade. Reality is the readers do see your 9th grade classes. They do see your grades. They do factor in that in the admissions process. It might not be reflected in the UC GPA, which is why I'm like not a fan of the UC GPA, because again, it's not the true accurate thing. But keep in mind that they do see it. Readers do see 9th grade. They do see the classes. They do see the grades. Seniors, you guys are the final year of the pandemic, freshman year being a little weird, but starting next year, everyone's kind of out of pandemic now, which is why it's gonna be a little interesting to see next year's transition. When it comes to 12th grade, they won't see your grades right away. They rely 100% on your schedule. You're aiming for pretty high-end schools, which means 12th grade schedule matters a lot. So don't slack off senior year. The rigor of your schedule is the most important thing when it comes to 12th grade. They can't factor in grades yet, so they rely everything only on your schedule itself. With that being said, keep in mind, colleges may also see your first semester grades as well. There's a process. As a reader, I used to say, hey, I want to see a student's first semester grades. And we ask for that. And the students send that in, so that gets factored in as well too. Not everyone gets it. It's a small group of students who do get it. But if you do get it, that's a chance to kind of like help push your app over or push your app the other direction. So again, keep your first semester grades really high as well too, because you never know if they ask you for your grades. And if it's good, that's a good thing. If your grades are bad first semester, ask for your grades, it's not a good thing. Mistake number 5, needing the dual enrollment credits on your high school transcript. So if you have attended a few of our trainings in the past, or if you're one of our coaching families who are here live, you know I am huge on dual enrollment. So the quick little definitions for our new friends. Dual enrollment is taking a college class as a high school student, aka you're dual enrolled at 2 schools. So the reason I'm so big and I'm a huge fan of it, I did it when I was a student. I started a high school back in 2016 that has this model. You guys can look it up. It's called Unity Middle College High School. And all of our coaching students is what they have on their schedule. They plug these in and our kids do really well. So there must be some magical connection between all this there. It's a cheat code, I call it, when it comes to the academic section. However, some of our newer families tell them, Coach Tony, we can't do it because our high school won't let us put that college class on our high school transcript. As a result, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it because why? Why take a class that doesn't go on my transcript? I always smirk and say, do you want to stay in high school forever? And they're like, no. And I'm like, then why does your high school transcripts matter? At the end of the day, we want to make sure the people who care about the grades see the grades. Who needs to see the grades? The colleges. The question now is the college I'm applying to allowing me to share that I'm taking these classes? And the answer is yes. Here's the exact screenshot from the current UC app from this past year. You will see under the academic history section, you can add your 7th and 8th grade classes. You add your high schools if you went to multiple high schools, if you did special programs like BYU, UC Scout, those are all high schools. You add them into here. You add all your classes and grades from 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and colleges attended in high school, and colleges courses attended in high school. This allows us to put all the classes we took at the community college on the application. So here's the answer to you. I do not care if the high school will put it on your transcripts or not. We should take dual enrollment credit for the rigor it produces for us, and because the colleges will acknowledge it for us on the application. Again, I don't need to impress your high school. I want to impress the college. Mistake number 6, stop doing the fancy things. A few years ago, there's a huge trend of like nonprofits. Everyone, their moms were like, Coach Tony, can you help us start a nonprofit? That phase came and went. The next phase of things were like, Coach Tony, can you help us find research opportunities? That came and kind of went, it's still here, but kind of went as well too. The newest wave of thing is, Coach Tony, can you help us find an internship? You probably saw this in their kids and like, what? It's like a trend of things. So what I tell families is, why? Why do you want to do specifically the nonprofit, specifically the research, specifically the internships? And to this day, no family can give me a good answer when I ask them that from the very beginning. So the question again, do you need to have a nonprofit? Do you need to do research? Do you need to do internships? Little spoilers for you guys. Our kids do really well in the process. Most of them don't have these things, and they ended up at top UCs. They ended up at top private schools, and they even went to the Ivies. I have a few students who do have these, but as part of their path, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but most of our students don't. So don't feel that you have to do it. And most of the people are doing it. Why do parents think these fancy things are useful? It helps your kid stand out. Ultimately, that's the answer I was able to pry out of a lot of families, is that you think doing these will help your kid stand out. What if I told you there's a way for your child to stand out without doing any of the three, and it's so good? Because one of the other complaints is like, Coach Tony, I got to motivate my child. I got to encourage my child to keep doing the thing. Can I share the activity with you that looks good for college, gets your child excited, helps them stand out and achieve everything the readers want? Say yes in the chat, guys. Say yes in the chat if I can give you this magical activity. We've done this 14 years now. We have figured it out. After 14 years working with students. We found the activity that has helped our students get in any school they kind of want to. It's whatever your kid likes or finds interest in. That is the answer. People are laughing right now on the camera. Oh, that Coach Tony tricked me. That is the answer. That has been our premise. That has been our core. That's how we have guided every single student to their dream schools. Literally asking them, what do you want to do? So I always ask students when they first join our program, what do you want? What do you like? Oh, I like it. Boom. And I ask them, what do you hate that you're doing? Number 2, what are you doing because mom or dad, your teacher, counselors told you to do? Once they give me that list, I tell them, take it off our schedule. If mom's making you do it, take it off your schedule. If dad's making you do it, take it off. If you're doing it because it looks good, take it off. You don't need any of that stuff. Parents stress out so much, and this is why it's the what, right? The what. This is all the what. Research, internship, clubs, sports, it's all the what that you're doing as well too. A little advice for you guys. The what does not matter. The what does not matter. What you want to focus on is the how and the why. The how and the why. Why did your child choose that activity? Why did they stick with it so long? How did it make them who they are today? These are what the college is looking for, not someone who can do the fancy things. But can you do the research and internship and the summer, all that stuff? Yes, you can. But if it only aligns with their goals of why they want to do it. Little spoilers for seniors, right? A lot of seniors now, we're working with them on their apps. I ask them, why did you do that? Why? I can tell right away that the stuff they did, they were forced to do because the kids cannot figure out why they chose to do it. And that's the ultimate thing. Our kids who do really well, they know exactly why. Right? It wasn't because mom told me or dad told me. I liked this. I cared about this because of this X reason. And that you can't kind of make up. You can't fake that. That comes from starting with an interest in that thing. Next one, mistake number 7, stop making your kids do what you want to do. Permission to get a little real with you guys here. This topic I'm going to talk about in this little section is just college admissions, but it's a little deeper. It's a little deeper in that at the end of the day, I'm Coach Tony. I'm not Consultant Tony. We have Coach Art, Coach David, not Consultant Art, not Consultant David. We're not going to tell you guys what to do. We're going to coach you guys through it. And as your coach, I'm going to tell you stuff that you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. Listen to this. Do not live out your dreams through your child. I've seen this so many times. So I've seen that, like, oh, the parent says, hey, my kid wants to go here. My kid wants to go here. And then I talk to the kid and the kid's like, no, I do not want to go there at all. I don't want to do that thing at all. Parents, let your child pursue their dreams. Let them make their mistakes. Let them enjoy their victories as well, too. We are college admissions coaches. We are going to help you with this next journey, but keep in mind, it's just the beginning. For me, what I really enjoy doing this stuff, again, it's my 14th year doing this as well, is that not only do I see students get into their dream college, that's like step 1. They have college. They're going to struggle. They're going to cry. Then they're going to make it out of college. They're going to struggle in their career and they're going to make it. I have seen our students do stuff just to please their parents, just to please whoever it is they're trying to impress. That doesn't end really well. And a lot of our parents we talk to, it's your first child through the process and everything as well. Again, this is me. I'm not a parent. I wrote that. I'm not a parent, so I cannot speak as a parent myself. Coach Art's a parent, so he can speak on that. But I cannot speak on that. For me, I just work with a lot of families, right? And I see 14 years worth of results. So most families think, hey, how can I get my kid to college if you're a senior right now, next year? Freshman, how can I help my child get into college in 4 years? For me, I always ask the question, how can I help my student achieve happiness in their life? That's what we ask during our orientation. That's what we talk about the most. We want to not only help you with college admission. That's easy. That's the easy part. The next piece is we're going to help you be happy with everything you're doing afterwards there. So one piece of advice, let your child pick their own path, guide them. Okay, again, don't be good luck in there, but advise them, let them fail, let them learn, let them thrive, and let them win. Mistake number 8, doing nothing. You guys know how hard it is to do nothing. So we're going to try it together. You guys cool? We're going to try it together. We're going to challenge everyone to do nothing for 5 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who was able to do nothing? Let me rephrase this question. Who was sitting down? Who was standing up? Who was breathing? Who was counting? Who was looking at Coach Tony and his marvelous mohawk? I'm pretty sure you're one of these, unless you're none of these, which is a little rare. The point is, it is impossible to do nothing. So when I ask students, hey, how have you spent your time? They're like, they did nothing. I'm like, no, it's hard to do nothing. So I would say, let's rephrase activities. Activities is how you spent your time. So it's clubs, it's sports, it's activities. Think of your hobbies. A lot of your kids like to draw. A lot of your kids like to play guitar. A lot of you guys like to do other things. Hobbies, you can put those on college apps. Any responsibilities? Anyone here oldest child? I was the oldest child in my family. I had responsibilities that like other kids in my school did have. I need to take care of my siblings, make sure they finish their homework. I cook for them because my parents were working. Adding that to the app. Think about what you do, how you spend your days, your weeks, your months, and all this as well. Everything here you can put on your apps. And if you don't, I always tell families, if there's a lot of unaccounted time on your schedule as a college admissions reader, I would say, oh, this person watched a lot of Netflix. That's how the other time is, which usually isn't true. So real quick, little tangent real fast. Last night, I talk to our coaching families about time management specifically because the parents are like, hey, how do we do school and the apps and activities and classes and like all these extra things? It comes down ultimately to time management. The richest and the poorest person in the world, they have the same 24 hours. The difference is how they spend that time. I'm not saying to sleep less either. Right, to have more time. You should sleep the full 8 hours. I'm big on sleep. Sleep the full 8 hours for everyone, but it's how you spend your time when you're awake. You're sleeping 8 hours, you have 16 hours in a day when you're awake. How are you going to spend that time? And if you don't believe that you have a lot of time, track your week. When you track your week, you'll be like, holy moly, I spent 2 hours a day on TikTok. So you see, we have a lot of time. It's how you spend their time. A tip I gave our coaching families is use a calendar. Plan out everything. Plan out when you're going to sleep, when you're going to school, when you're doing activities, when you're doing homework. I told students, you can't multitask. Humans cannot multitask. No matter how good you think you are, you cannot watch YouTube and do homework. You cannot watch Netflix and do homework. You just got to do homework, finish it fast, then go watch Netflix, then hang out with your friends, eat, hang out, all that other stuff. Mistake number 9, writing the college essays like essays. So the English teacher is the worst person to ask for about your college essays, because in English class, you're taught some formalities: intro, body, conclusion. No one cares what you think. Citations, quotes, etc. Use a hook, summarize for the reader. You do any of those, red flags. Don't do any of those things. So writing these is a completely different writing style. So here's a few tips that we always share at our 2-day college application intensives. There are 2-day events where we help our students start and finish their apps. Here are the tips today. Number 1, don't use the intro, body, conclusion. Just do body. How many bodies you want to do just to get your thoughts out. Writing these is similar to doing a job interview. So when someone asks you a question, you don't tease them. You don't ask them a hook. You don't tell them something and summarize it. You just tell them what the answer is. They ask you, what's your greatest skill? You say, my greatest skill is blank. It's okay to start with that. Keep in mind, these are personal insight questions. 2 key words: personal and insight. Personal meaning you, insight meaning in your head. So with the personal, that means your whole prompt should be I, me, my's the whole time. Insight means I don't care about the what. I care about the why and the how. Going back again, it's like you see it, like things are starting to click now. Why and the how is what we care about, not the what. This is why the activities don't really matter what you do. For the UCs, you get 4 PIQs. Keep these topics separate. Be as direct as you can. Tell, overshow. Answer the questions. I keep saying it's a joke, but every time that always happens, no one answers the questions. They kind of just go off in tangent land to answer the questions. Mistake number 10, not taking advantage of summers. Summers are underrated. So we recommend in the summer, don't go hard all the time. Take a break. Your kids worked really hard. Enjoy, relax. That's why I always tell students, go on vacation, go enjoy your time. But you're probably not going on vacation the entire time. So with the rest of the time, certain aspects, academic, you can get ahead if you're taking sequential classes. Math, for example, sequential. Take dual enrollment, because dual enrollment is really easy to get dual enrollment classes in summer. Then you can ask for it in the fall and spring, versus really hard to ask it directly in the fall and spring. Next one, the classes that you can take on the community college level could be asynchronous online, aka self-paced online courses that you can take in terms of activities. Doing things that kids enjoy, getting ahead, catching up from them, trying new things. It's a good time. Most kids have no clue what they want to do in life. It's okay that they don't know what they want to do in life. Let them try all the things. Let them try it. Let them fail. Let them try it. Let them love it. So all the things there. 11th, 12th grade summer. This is like a huge thing for a lot of seniors this past month so far. But for our current juniors, this next summer for you guys, I highly recommend taking 1 or 2 college classes. If I talk to a lot of seniors, if I met you 2 months ago, I would tell you to slip in 1 or 2 college classes in your schedule. So it could be the reason why this is your last 1 or 2 classes that the colleges will be able to see. Mistake number 11, talking the talk, but not walking the walk. What that means, this is specifically for students. So if you're a student here, I'm talking to you. And for parents, you can relay this message to your student. So students want to go to pretty competitive schools. Like this is after like we solidified. Students said, I want to go here. I'm like, perfect, cool. So like really fancy schools, UC, Stanford, USC, Ivy's, all these big name schools. These colleges are hard. Whoever romanticized college and say it's a beautiful place, it is. It's super fun. At the same time, it's super hard. In perspective, each year, there's 280,000 UC students. 20,000 students don't graduate every year because they are kicked out or they dropped out. Crazy. These colleges are hard, and they're hard to get in and they're hard to stay in. So because of that, from an admissions point of view, they want to know that if we take you, you're one of the 93% that will graduate. So how do they know that you're going to do this? is because of past behavior. Same reason a lot of parents here, when they're like kind of vetting me in our coaching program, say, should I go with Coach Tony or not? Right, what are your success rates? Show me the students and their stories. We show them, and again, colleges look into your child's app similar to that. What you did in the past is probably going to replicate in the future. And because of that, that's why your class schedule is so important, because they want to see, did you take challenging courses at your high school, which could mimic the rigor at our college? Did you do well? Not AA, you don't have to have straight A's, but did you do well in them? That you do well in your 4-year schools as well too. Light bulb. This is why we say schedule is really important over GPA. But talking the talk, not walking the walk. What does that really mean? That means I have students that say, I don't want to take that AP class because that teacher is mean and hard. Can anyone relate to this? Any parents relate to their kids saying, I don't want to take that class. I'm scared to take that honors class. I want to do the easier one. Take the easier one. Take the easier one. Then I ask them, is there people in that class who are getting A's in that class? Or does everyone fail? Because if the teacher's that hard, everyone probably failed. However, no. I'm like, I'm sure kids get A's as well. I'm like, cool. What are you expecting then? You're trying to get into these hard schools. You're scared to take this hard class at your school, which is nothing compared to a UCLA, nothing compared to a Berkeley, nothing compared to a Harvard. One quote I heard recently, right? Your life's problems never gets easier. Problems just keep coming. You just get better at handling them. Problems never get any easier. You get older, you just have more problems, but you just get better at handling all these things. So because of that, I truly believe that there are students out there that will face any hard class and still do well. These are students that end up at top schools. They don't make excuses. They just figure it out and make it work. We also have students who stay away and not do the hard route. Is that wrong? No, it is not wrong to do that. But it comes down to self-awareness for the student. If you don't want to have the hardest schedule, if you don't want to have the hardest giving stuff to, keep in mind, you're not going to be happy at that school, because once you get there, a copy of the most rigorous schedule that way anyways. That's why, again, we don't stress the ranking for our students. We stress the perfect fit. So we have students, what's a perfect fit for you based on what you kind of naturally who you are as a person. Mistake number 12, almost done. Learning over doing. So every single week we host a free live training session in our Facebook group. And a lot of families have told me that our trainings are way better than a lot of the other paid stuff they have done, which I appreciate. Keep those compliments coming. I feed off those. We even had some families that reach out to us in April and tell us, hey, we couldn't afford your coaching programs, but we joined the weekly calls. We learned everything we can, and my kid got in. And for me, dude, that means the world to me. That means our trainings are amazing that way. However, there's a but, there's a big but. This is rare, super rare. And here's the reason why this is rare. A lot of you guys are learning a lot of stuff, but the real question here is how many of you guys are implementing this stuff? You guys are all learners, but how many of you guys are implementing the stuff that you're learning? Example is YouTube. There's a bunch of stuff you can learn on YouTube. I learned a bunch of random stuff. Anything you want, you can learn. I always call it Master YouTube. Anything you want to learn, you learn on there. There's full courses about everything there. However, if that's the case, why don't we have a lot more success stories from YouTube stuff? Hey, that YouTube course helped me get into college, for example. The thing is, spoilers, we literally teach you everything I teach in the free group. We teach our coaching families. So you guys get everything that we teach our families inside the program. But the question is, why do our coaching students have so much more success rate than the public does? And the reason is the implementation. Our families don't just know the stuff, they do the stuff. I teach dual enrollment. They sign up for dual enrollment. A lot of families in the public group, they're like, not yet, maybe later, maybe later. Our families just do it. They do the work. They're doing the writing. A lot of us are like, oh, I don't think I should write that way. I know, Coach Tony, you said it, but I don't agree. Our students, I'm like, hey, jump. They just ask Coach Tony, how high? How high, Coach Tony? They just do the work. They implement. I even like a challenge. If you watch every training video we put out in the free group and you just implement everything we teach, your kid will get accepted to a UC. That's it. What we teach is not there. For those who are new, I used to be a reader at Berkeley. So everything I'm teaching is like direct knowledge from behind the scenes. For our new friends, this is my background. Behind the scenes at Berkeley. And as we've done this more and more, It's the same thing for all colleges. All colleges look for the exact same things. And that's the reason why our students do so well. They just implement. Implementation is the biggest thing. A lot of the parents here in this group did not go to college here. Rather, you guys probably went to college in different countries. And the parents who did go to college here, you probably graduated 20, 30 years ago when admissions was really different. It was a piece of paper you actually went and submitted. So you might have the same problem I did growing up. So for those who know, I got into UCI and UCLA. I'm from Orange County, next to Disneyland. I chose to go to Berkeley to get away from my parents. So I left because I felt my parents always told me what to do, and I hated it. So now I'm a little older, a little wiser. My parents were all along. So parents, kudos to you all. But luckily, my parents always surrounded me with positive role models. I listened to my coaches, my teachers growing up. Anyone can relate to that. Anyone can relate to the kids not listening to you. If you're giving them advice, they're like coach shoulders. So our coaching families have said how they love how we share them advice, but the kids will listen to us, not listening to them. And for me, I get it because that was literally me. I'm super proud of our coaching team for being positive role models for our students. And so the parents take a break. You guys are like, I'm done. I just talked to a parent before his call. She was like, that's my third child. I'm tired now. So parents take a break. And mistake number 13. After this, I'm gonna talk about the $800 prize and our program invitation, and we're gonna do a little raffle. Fantastic. Wow, we're still a lot of people here. I've talked to more class of 2024 families alone this month, which is like halfway done, than the entire half of 2023. And doing so, I was getting a little sad. I'll tell you guys, I get a little sad because I was like, oh, I wish I met you like a few months earlier. Because I could have fixed little small things along the way. And because as time goes on, the less we can do to help students out. So for example, if you're 2024, we can still help you with your classes. That's still something that is usually up for grabs still. And your application, which is luckily for you guys, the most important piece of the puzzle. But imagine if you were a ninth grader. If you were a ninth grader, we can literally engineer a perfect path to literally whatever school you want to go to. Your classes will make sure it's perfect. Your activities, make sure that's perfect for you. And a pet peeves is when families say, I'll reach out to you later. And then when they do, they're in a worse position. At least try stay where you guys are at. But you say like, I'll consider you. I'll come back later. And they're way worse than they were before. So this month alone, turned away 6 families because again, they met us back in ninth and 10th grade. They told me not now, we'll come later. And when later happened this month, their kids were way off. Academics weren't there. Grades didn't hit. Activities were lacking. So it was really hard. So what we'd say for us, all our programs have high school lifetime access. What does that mean? We have to charge the same rate for a freshman and a senior down to 6th grade. That's our youngest. So 6th grade up to 12th grade, they pay the exact same amount. So the sooner you guys start, the faster we can put them on track and help them stay on track. So with that being said, I want to officially open up our coaching doors one final time because I mentioned earlier in the post, the emails, and all that, we are doing a $1,000 price increase in our coaching programs. But before that, I mentioned you guys earlier, I'm going to pay you guys $800 for listening. Is that okay? Say yes in the chat if I can pay you $800 for listening. Someone asked you, can I get the slides? We'll email the slides out for you guys as well too. You guys will get the slides with the replay. For those who registered, which I think everyone registered for this time, we'll send out the slides as well too. You have that. So question, can I pay you $800 for listening? So for us, we love parent approved friends. So some of our best students have come from you guys as well too. So for those who did know, we do a referral thank you gift for anyone that you send our way that does enroll. So what we call is our final time before our price increase. If you know any families who are interested, who would like to jump in before our price increase, we will pay you up to $800 when they enroll. I'm going to break down our coaching program so you guys know what it is. Quick question. Can you help with transfer students? We do help with transfer students. So if you know anyone who is interested, I have a special form that we'll be using to track. Because we have various programs, the payout is between $100 to $800 depending on the programs. There's no cap to how many people you want to send our way, and there's no cap to how much we send back to you. Keep things fun. I'm very competitive by nature, you can notice so far. Everyone you refer, even if they don't sign up, we'll enter you in a raffle per person you send our way. September 5th, so in 2 weeks from now, we'll do a live raffle. One person is gonna win a brand new iPad. So if you just know people, so if you're interested in participating in our referral, we're calling it our referral blitz, go ahead and text us the word referral. We have a special link per person. So it'll be like tracked to you. So we know if someone signed up, that's your person that you signed up. That's why. So go ahead and text us this number. Again, I'll send the slides in a bit or today or tomorrow. So you guys will have that if you guys can't see it, but you want to screenshot that. 3, 2 and 1. Coaching program invitation. So now the moment you all been waiting for. We have multiple coaching programs based on your needs, based on your budget. So here's the process. I'm gonna give you guys a special link to book a quick 15-minute chat. Nothing too long. You cannot buy on that call, by the way. Put your credit cards away. You cannot even buy on that plan. So the first call, see if you're a good fit. Number 2, if you are a good fit, we're going to go ahead and bring you to call number 2. That's when we figure out which program will be a good fit for your program based on like need and budget on that call. So again, first call, no money allowed, no credit card allowed, just to see if we can help first. So what does the programs include? 1, we have lifetime access, meaning you start as a senior, we take care of this year. Start as a junior, you get 2 years. Start as a freshman, get 4 years. Start as a 6th grader, you get 7 years in our program for the same price. You get access to all the coaches. You get me, Coach Art, Coach David. I think they're all in here as well too. You go say hi to them. You get a private roadmap session. We map out everything: academics, activities, application, deadlines, everything there. Monthly coaching calls. Get unstuck. We'll help you answer all your questions there, help you troubleshoot either hot seat or one-on-one options. Every single week, we check in with our students to make sure they're falling behind, catch them up. Again, group or one-on-one options. Every single week, we host office hours with our team. So you can go ahead and jump on team, ask questions, get answers. We offer unlimited daily chat support. Talk to us as much time as you want. You get to hang out with me, Coach Dave, and Coach Art in the chat. So we help with that. Unlimited college application support. As many schools as you want. No limit. I'm charging you per school. If you apply to 20 schools, we'll help you 20 schools. Our record, by the way, is 39. We had a student last year. He applied to 39 colleges. That was a lot of supplements for him. We'll help you with all your essays, all your supplements, no limits on us edits, not credits, on edits and revisions. We also have internal deadlines, so your child will be done before the actual deadlines themselves. So we're good to go there. You get access to all our live events. So we have that college application intensive event, the 2 days where we help you start and finish your apps. Those are included. You guys get that. We also have a scholarship support service to help you guys find scholarships. Our team looks for scholarships for you. They send it, you apply, you get free money. Our pricing, I'm sure you guys are going to ask about how much is the price, right? We have various programs, but it starts at $3,000 lifetime amount, various financing options for those who qualify. But we have a few bonuses for this final time before our price increase. 1, you guys get to go before we upgrade the price. So before we upgrade the price, and there's a reason why also. A few things. We bring on a few expert coaches. I kind of teased that already in our free groups. You guys will see that. We're revamping our student experience. Our parents are getting a taste of that right now inside the program. We may or may not have a student app. Ooh, what's that mean? That's really exciting as well. So we're doing a 1,000 price increase again. So if you guys join before the end of the month, that's the deadline. Before the end of the month, you get to get in before we bump the price up for anyone else. Anyone doing test prep? Is anyone doing SAT or ACT? I used to work at Magoosh, one of the best online test prep programs I know out there in the market. I'm one of their partners. So what we do is anyone who enrolls, we're going to buy you guys a year's worth of access to them. They have thousands of practice problems, video lessons, and live tutors to help you out with there. Next one, you get an hour with Coach David. One thing we teach is called a personal project. We're not fans of internships, research, or nonprofits, but we have something we call a personal project. What's something you can do that's so unique, no one else has done that before? You get an hour session with him to do that. This is super exciting, super brand new. You get to co-author with me on a book project that I am working on. I can't give more details because I had to sign an NDA, but all the people who joined this cycle, you get the opportunity to co-author with me. So if you want to be an author, boom, that's that. And you get a 1-hour session with Coach Art. He's our scholarship expert. He's been helping our students get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $1,000 of renewable money. So if you guys are interested in that, you got an hour with Coach Art there. With that being said, the doors are open. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a link, Coach Tony, https://coachtonyle.co/final. If you gotta go ahead and click that, you just book a quick 15-minute chat with us to see if we can help you guys first. Then if you do qualify, we'll move you over to the fit call where we find a program that will work for you. With that being said, raffle time. Like I mentioned, we're doing a $100 Amazon raffle for sticking around to the very end. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around to the very end. So here's how it's gonna run. This is first come, first serve. Drop your favorite number between 1 and 250 in the chat. Go. That is it for me today. It's been a pleasure chatting with you guys. Again, if you want to go ahead and book that strategy session, our promo ends the end of the month. So you guys have 15 days to join or send us people and you guys get paid out as well too. All right, that's it for me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I'll chat to you guys soon. Bye, everyone.